Hi, I'm David Baldacci. I'm here to talk about my Vega Jane fantasy series. My motivation for writing this was, I guess, numerous. I loved reading fantasy as a kid. I was a big Lord of the Rings fan, and The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and Alice in Wonderland, and just lots of great stories. And also, for me, it was a challenge. As a writer, I've been writing a long time, and I've written a lot of books, almost all of them mysteries, thrillers for adults, some family dramas, but never anything not tied to reality, not having to do with fantasy. So you want to get out of your comfort zone, you want to challenge yourself, scare yourself sometimes, write in another genre that you never have before. And so fantasy was perfect for me because I loved reading it, and now here's my opportunity to actually create my own world. And that's what I try to do with Vega Jane. Now in the Vega Jane series, you have the town where she grew up called Wormwood, and around Wormwood is a place called the Quag, which is a very dangerous place, they've been told. And you'll find out all about that in the very first novel, Vega Jane and the Secrets of Sorcery. Now for me, this whole thing is about symbols. This is a very symbolic story, a lot of allegories in the story sort of represent other things. And for me, it's about a kid with an imagination who thinks outside the box. Anything is possible in their whole life. They could do whatever they want. And then they grow up and they're sort of told to be put in their own little box, put in their own little lane. This is all you can do. So Wormwood sort of represents that. They are told that there's just Wormwood and the dangerous quag that you never want to go into unless you want to die. And there's nothing beyond that. So that sort of limits what they can do with their life. It tells them this is all you can do. You're constrained to this little segment of life because there's nothing else, no possibilities. Don't use your imagination. There's no reason to do that. And it just makes sure that you're never going to be who you actually are. Follow the crowd, never challenge authority. So for me, the quag is the unknown. Vega Jane is the one who sort of rises up and says, I won't believe what other people tell me is true. I want to find out for myself whether it's true. And I want to be able to be who I am, not when somebody tells me I'm supposed to be. And confronting that fear is very much a part of life. It's vital. It helps us choose our own path in life. And it's not dictated by others, but it's ourselves finding our own identity. For me, Vega Jane is based on a lot of different women I've known in my life, both my grandmothers, my mother, my wife, my daughter, very strong, independent women. And I wanted to have a female protagonist in this novel, a female heroine leading the whole thing, because certainly back then, and Wormwood is sort of set in a medieval time, old times. There's no computers or cars or airplanes or the internet, nothing like that. They live very modestly. They're often sort of very poor. There are only very few wealthy people among the people in Wormwood. They're called Wugmorts, by the way. And back then, men ruled the roost, and women were third-class citizens. And I think in a fantasy novel, or really any kind of cool story, you want to root for the underdog, and Vega Jane definitely is the underdog.